welcome back to my channel where we are reviewing all the films I've seen this year in 2023, and we are now in July. And on July 21st, the film, well, there were two films that dropped, but the one film I saw that dropped was Barbie on July 21st. It is an hour and 54 minutes, is rated PG-13, directed by Greta Gerwig, and distributed by Warner Brothers Pictures. I'm going to give my own synopsis because I don't really like the one that Google gave. Basically, Barbie is having a midlife crisis and she doesn't know how to handle it. So she seeks advice by another Barbie who has been in the real world, and she tells her she needs to go to the real world and meet the person who is playing with her doll. And her and Ken go to the real world, discover the joys and perils living among humans. So it stars Ryan Gosling as Ken, Margot Robbie as Barbie, Will Ferrell as the Mattel CEO. I'm gonna say it wrong, Simu Lee as the other Ken, one of the other Kens, Michael Cera as Alan. Okay, so I fully recorded my review for Barbie, but half of the file is corrupted, so I'm just going to have to record it really quickly on Snapchat. America Ferrera as Gloria and Ariana Greenblatt as Sasha. Overall, it's going to be a very quick review. I really like this movie. My sister and I always played with Barbies. However, we kind of played them differently than how most people probably do and how this movie portrays. Where in this film, Barbies, the females, are the ones who have the houses, have the jobs, and all that, and then Kens are just kind of robotic. Like, they just go away at night. They don't really have houses and stuff, and they don't really have a say in the world. And my sister and I played with Barbies oppositely, where the men were the main focus. They had the jobs, they had the houses, and then it's just like the women were just kind of side characters and their friends, the way my sister and I played them. So it's interesting to see that difference. And I kind of felt secondhand embarrassment for Ken the entire film because, I don't know, they really just made him out to be a dumbass. And like, he couldn't be Ken. He didn't know who Ken was without Barbie. Where kind of a lot of times people don't know who they are without their significant others. And I feel like when America Ferrera, Gloria's, the character of Gloria, gave her woman speech, of course I related to it, being a woman myself, but I really feel like that speech was good for anybody. It's just hard to fit in anywhere, and everyone has to make sure that they're attractive enough. It doesn't have to be they're beautiful enough, they're handsome enough, just attractive enough. And now being a mother, one of my coworkers who had a child before me, she was always like bragging about her kid, and in a way is like, okay, can you shut the fuck up? And she even mentions that in her speech of like, when you're a mom, you want to brag about your kid, but you can't talk about your kid all the time, blah, blah. And now I find myself in that situation now that I am a mother. That's like, I want to be like, oh my gosh, look at my daughter. She's like already like holding her head up and beginning to want to speak and all that stuff. And it's like, okay, I have to remind myself, not everyone wants to hear about her or see your daughter all the time. So it's hard to have enough balance in everything and anything to fit in, basically. The score of What Was I Made For makes me really sad. I was introduced to that song through a dog's perspective, and as a dog groomer, dog lover, it really makes me emotional. But it does make me emotional for mother-daughter relationship as well. My sister and my mom haven't really been having a really great relationship the past few years, and just the fact that my mom's so okay with any of her kids not talking to her, but especially my sister, who we were adopted. We've already lost 3 parents in our lives, and she's the last one standing, and she doesn't care to reach out, and she's just so okay with this imbalance in the relationship. It's just like, my sister shouldn't have to be feeling that song so deeply. And I saw this movie with my sister because we have the history of playing with Barbies, so it was very emotional as well. One thing I didn't really like in the writing department was how the narrator broke the fourth wall when Barbie was having her midlife crisis meltdown, and she was just like, you know, what's the point and everything, and she didn't feel good enough. And the narrator breaks the fourth wall and says, well, if they really wanted to hammer this point home, Margot Robbie wasn't the right person to cast because she was feeling ugly, less than, all that. And I just found it kind of annoying because it's like, why? Even though, yes, she has money and everything and she can look like the epitome of perfect, I'm sure she has days where she doesn't feel pretty, days she doesn't feel worthy enough. We all have days like that, and that, to me, should have been the point of the film. But I do love when the scene that the director had to fight for her to keep in, when Barbie sees, she's in the park and she's looking at all these different scenarios, kids playing, a couple breaking up, and she's feeling all this, and as an empath, I definitely get it. But she looks at this older woman, and she's like, you're beautiful. And instead of the woman going like, oh no, I'm old, I have gray hair, you're so much more, you're young and beautiful yourself, she's just like, I know it. And it's just like, it's such a great moment. I love that moment. That was really great. So overall, I do think this is a great movie. It definitely wasn't for kids. I'm glad I didn't take my 5-year-old niece to it. She needs to get a little bit older for that. But another point I wanted to make was when, to promote this movie with Oppenheimer and Barbie both coming out, and people kind of combined them together for Barbenheimer. I still have not seen Oppenheimer. I don't know why I really haven't. I don't really have a reason, excuse, whatever, because I was pregnant when I saw Barbie, so why didn't I go see Oppenheimer? But I love how Tom Cruise was promoting both films, and his idea was so great. He's like, you could just make like a whole day of just seeing films, and that's what he used to do. And that's actually what I used to do, just dedicate a whole day to just going from film to film. I am pregnant. Well, not right now. I was pregnant this whole year, so it was harder for me to get out as often to go see movies. And now that, I have my baby, it's hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to go see these like 3-hour movies now. But I am still going out and seeing them, but it's just a great idea. I really love how Tom Cruise promotes going to the theater, and that's kind of why I want to do these reviews, because I definitely loved going to the theaters and promoting films. So, but yeah, I think the rest of the clips should be working. So let's get back to that actual footage of the reviews. The acting obviously was really great. It did have intrigue, story, the Mattel side of it. I forgot that Barbies were made for Mattel. I don't really know. We kind of evolved more into, my sister and I evolved more into ball jointed dolls, so we didn't really have Barbies anymore, and the way they make Barbies now is so cheaply made. But we moved into more of the ball jointed dolls where they can move all their joints. Unfortunately, this is one annoyance I have about it, is I left them at her apartment to keep them safe. Not blaming anyone, just saying I now never will have those dolls again. And I modified them. I gave them all tattoos. I changed their hair colors. They were epic dolls, and now I don't have those. And they were not cheap to do that either. But okay. The editing was great. The score was great. It's definitely rewatchable. I've rewatched it several times, a couple of times. And it is iconic. Yeah, we definitely wanted to make sure my sister and I saw this film because of our love and enjoyment for Barbie. It's a little different than how we play Barbies, but I always love to go into that world of how they live and stuff like that. And I like how it wasn't like you saw real humans holding them or anything. That would have been creepy. I think she even asked that. She's like, so do you see someone's hand? She's like, ew, no, that'd be creepy. So with all this in mind, I would give Barbie a B+. If you guys have seen the film Barbie, please comment down below. Let's get a conversation started. Remember to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification because we have a lot more videos to get through before the end of the year. Thanks, guys. Bye.